Hello and welcome to Get Fit with BitFit. Today, let us talk about the importance of training our core muscles during pregnancy. There is this myth that if you train your core too much, or if you hold your abdomen a bit tight, then you're going to suffocate the baby in there, which is absolutely not true because your little bub is absolutely protected inside, deep inside your uterus, protected by the amniotic fluid and the membranes, and it's all cuddled up there. So, you training your core is only going to help you with strengthening your abdominal muscles, your core muscles, your pelvic floor, your low back for the birthing process. Point number two, why it's important to train your core muscles is to combat the effects of the natural physiological diastasis recti, which sets in during pregnancy. So, diastasis recti is separation of the connective tissue of your six packs muscles, okay, which happens because of the expanding uterus. So, your midline is obviously going to get a bit sensitive, a bit painful, and loosen the strength in there as your pregnancy advances. So, to prevent the low back pain or the discomforts associated with the diastasis recti, the weakness of the abdominal muscles as your pregnancy progresses, and for the postpartum, it's important that you train the associated other core muscles, namely the transverse abdominis, which is like the corset muscle, and your obliques, the muscles which support the side of your abdomen, and your pelvic floor. Okay, so I'm going to show you few movements which are absolutely safe to do in your second and third trimester, and also your first trimester if you've been working out before. So let us get started. So the first movement we do today is the breathing movement, and by which we are going to learn how to control our transverse abdominis muscles, the muscles which are going to hold your abdomen like a corset. Okay, so two things. When we inhale, we're going to expand our belly. Okay, and as we exhale, we're going to exhale through our mouth by making a sound like letter S, and while we do so, we're going to hug in our abdomen. Okay, hug in your belly, and as you hug in your belly, you're also going to lift up your pelvic floor like a jellyfish closing. Okay, so let us do 4 to 5 of those. You can either sit or stand while you do so. So I'm going to demonstrate it while I stand. So I'm going to place my hand on the abdomen to check how my belly expands and demonstrate the same. And in a comfortable stance, and inhale, other thing, what we can consciously do throughout the day is simply just hold in your belly in, okay, normally, and without holding your breath. You can keep talking and just hold it to the count of 1 to 5, and then slowly release it. Okay, so also doing this mindfully few times a day is going to work on strengthening your core muscles. The other way to train your transverse abdominis and the core muscles is to get into the tabletop position, and as you inhale, you're going to expand your belly, and as you exhale, you're going to hold in the abdomen in. Okay, so let me demonstrate few of those. I'm going to inhale. So remember to be gentle in holding in your belly in and releasing it out, and breathe slowly, gently through your mouth. Next, let us do some supported bird dogs. I personally have been experiencing pelvic girdle pain, so I'm not going to extend my back leg up, but I'm going to do it in a supported way so that it doesn't cause any discomfort to my pelvic floor. Okay, so let us get into all fours and slowly extend one leg behind and the opposite hand in front, creating a straight line, and inhale and exhale. Slowly come back to the start position and change the side. While we do this movement, we are also training our core muscles as well as our pelvic floor and low back, and mainly the stability, which is so important as your center of gravitation is going to shift as your pregnancy advances. Another cue to understand if you have been training correctly without getting tired is to check if you're able to talk while you're exercising. It's very important. So once we are done, 8 to 10 counts on either side, we are good to go. Moving on to our pelvic floor, let us do some anterior and posterior pelvic tilts. And to do the same, we again need to come on all fours. Remember, if you feel any discomfort on your knees, feel free to use a towel or anything soft, a pillow for support. Okay, so anterior and posterior pelvic tilts. Just come on all fours, and as you inhale and exhale, we're just going to move our pelvis posteriorly and anteriorly. Inhale, exhale. And while you do so, mindfully have a hold on your abdominal muscles, not holding them very tight or not holding them very loose. Just keep them sucked in and move. Repeat those 8 to 10 times. Remember to stay hydrated while you do any exercise. After training your transverse abdominis and your pelvic floor, it's also important to train your obliques or the muscles which support the lateral part of your abdomen. So do so, you can grab any comfortable weight, a small dumbbell, a block or a medicine ball, or a book maybe, and whatever feels comfortable. So stand in a slightly wider stance, and the movement we are going to do is as if we are going to chop a imaginary block of wood to the side. Okay, so inhale, raise your hands up, and as you exhale, come down. So you're going to feel the muscles on the side of your abdomen work while you do this movement. Remember, do not swing a lot, do not use a lot of momentum, keep your core controlled. Okay, so 8 to 10 movements on either side of the wood choppers. So training our oblique muscles with a supported side plank. I'm going to leave this up to you if you feel comfortable to do so, or assess your level and limitations before attempting the supported side planks. So get onto the mat, okay? We're going to get on the side, slowly support ourselves with help of one arm, extend one leg and take support of the below leg and our shoulders and arms to come up slowly. Inhale, exhale, come down. So you're basically working on the oblique muscles of the side you raise on with a resistance. Remember, do not take any jerky movements. Just do them as per your comfort level and your range of motion. You can do each of those movements 8 to 10 times on either sides for a total count of 3, that is in 3 sets. Remember to work out in a ventilated room, in an airy room where there is no increased temperature. Remember to hydrate yourself, and at any point of any discomfort, please discontinue, and you can always visit this practice whenever you want to train your core muscles. I personally train them twice a week. So hope this was helpful. Remember to like, save, share and subscribe to the channel. All the best.